This is Matt with Tips for Truckers, and today I'm going to do 5 things I hate about my Peterbilt 389. Not too much I hate about this truck, but one of the biggest things has to be the fact that it's a short hood, where the extended hood's about 6 inches longer, and you would think that it'd be a lot easier to maneuver with a shorter hood. Well, actually, no, not at all. And let me explain that to you here in a minute. All right, this is as sharp as I can turn my wheels, believe it or not. Not even at a 45-degree angle. Now, with an extended hood, you could turn them almost at a 90-degree angle, and you could turn circles around this truck. And let me explain to you the reason behind that. They got this short throw pitman arm here and drag link. They reduced the stops here in the steering box, because if I turn the other way, the pitman arm would swing this way and it would hit the front bumper. But in the extended hood, you got 6 more inches for that pitman arm to move, and you can almost get that thing at a 90-degree angle, like I said, to get these wheels turning super sharp. Now, it'll wear out your tires faster, but you got to be conscious of how sharp you're turning your tires, I guess, when you got an extended hood. But that's got to be my #1 gripe about this truck. All right, #2 gripe here. Now, I've gotten used to this radio over the years. It's got this nice touchscreen radio here. And for the most part, it's all right, but it's not very intuitive. It takes you quite a while to get it figured out. And what I like to do is, when I start off, I'll start like an audiobook on my phone or whatever, and turn it off when I park next. And so I'd hook my phone up to the Bluetooth on here. But if you get a call, you can't switch it from, you can't cancel this Bluetooth. It automatically connects you and you can't disconnect from it. So what I do is I end up just plugging in this aux cord here. You know, not that big of a deal, but I've had so many problems with this radio, because a lot of times when I start up the truck, it'll have this white screen, you know, as a startup screen, and a lot of times it'll just freeze up on you too. And just a lot of other little quirks about this radio. They just could have done a lot better job refining it. All right, now the third thing I absolutely hate about this truck is the 5th wheel. Now, you can't hardly get this pin out by hand. I'm a pretty strong guy, and I got to use all my weight. Most time I got to use my 5th wheel puller here, but that's just a pain, you know. The other style 5th wheels, where it doesn't have the bolt that comes out of the front, are a lot easier to pull out, and I just don't understand this style. But like I said, that's not that big of a deal, but it is a gripe. #4 thing I hate about this truck, and this has got to be the biggest one. I know all of you know what I'm going to say. It's this damn diesel particulate filter and the whole DEF system and everything. It restricts the power on the engine so much. It cuts your fuel mileage. We all know that. But the biggest thing is the problems that we've been having with them over the years. They're not going to go away. But, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but if there's anybody that doesn't know, this is basically the only thing that breaks on a truck, is your diesel particulate filter and your DEF system. I mean, it's one of the worst inventions in my opinion. I think between using more fuel and everything, you're negating the environmental benefits of taking the soot out of the exhaust. you know, because people will take these out and get 1-2 mile per gallon better. Anyway, I'm preaching to the choir on this one. And the fifth and final thing, it's not that big of a deal, is this Paccar engine. Now this Paccar engine, it gets good fuel mileage. It pulls okay. It's not great. It's not a Cummins, it's not a Cat. But I just had so many problems with this. And this whole external fuel rail, usually they have a sandwich plate in Cats and Cummins. And it's real reliable, you know, it can handle a lot of pressure. I'm sure these fuel lines going to the injectors are 1500 psi or something crazy like that. But I've just never seen a truck with an external fuel rail. And I've had so many problems with this fuel system. There was so many plastic parts on it, and I had so much warranty work with it, going in and out of the warranty, Peterbilt for warranty, that they finally just started replacing everything with aluminum. This filter housing was aluminum, is aluminum. It was plastic. This manual primer, that was plastic. Now it's aluminum. They replaced a lot of these lines here that used to be rubber. They replaced them all with aluminum and metal components. But I just don't understand. Well, I understand because of cost, but they probably could have saved a lot of money if they would have just built the engine right in the first place. And another thing is, believe it or not, this engine blew up. It was not my fault. With 700 miles on it the second day I had it. Rod went through the block. So there is a lot of issues here with Paccars. It's not the worst motor in the world, but they just got to work on their reliability. And those are the 5 things that I hate about this truck. But hey, everything I can live with.